I do want to say this real quick. What is up with Perlisten speakers and reviewers? Can somebody please in the comment section help me out? Tell me what is going on. I'm saying that to say this. First of all, in terms of build quality, Perlisten speakers are some of the best speakers I've ever seen in my life. In person, the satin fin, all of that, beautiful, right? The subwoofers, the D212s, the D215s look remarkable. I've seen just about almost every speaker that you guys manufacture in person, and every time I see your speakers, I'm completely blown away by the aesthetics, the look. You guys have that down packed, right? So I'm not saying this to try to be funny in any way, right? But I've also listened to the Perlisten speakers, and I see a lot of reviewers, and shout out to all the reviewers, and maybe you guys have relationships with them, or maybe they may know something different that the general public may not know, but as far as like the Perlisten speakers, whenever I hear them in a room, I am very underwhelmed by those speakers. They sound very neutral, right? Like lacking body, right? So they lack body, they lack sparkle. They don't have that special, that niceness, that sparkle at the top. It's just a super neutral speaker. It sounds almost like the dynamics, even though I keep hearing you guys say, even like Audioholics and Shane Lee, all of these people, like they're super dynamic speakers. They can take a lot of power. They can do this, they can do that at loud volumes. They don't distort. Like I hear all of these different things, and that's great. If we could all run our speakers off of measurements alone, you know what I mean, then maybe like, people can be happy. But I've heard a lot of speakers that may measure very well, but they don't always sound very good, and it can't just be, oh, well, maybe it was on a Hagel, or maybe it was on, this processor or that processor, or maybe it needs to be paired with this amp, or maybe it needs to be paired with that amp, or maybe it's always an excuse whenever I talk to somebody about these Perlisten speakers to why they don't sound good. Even people at these I would say audio conventions, like when they hear them and they come out of the room, and I ask them and I say, oh, I'm not trying to, not being recorded or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just, what do you think these speakers sound like? Almost every time I ask somebody says, they look good. That's all I hear. And you got to think these Perlisten speakers are not cheap. Like, we hear speakers all the time, like the Bowers and Wilkins and stuff like that. That's super expensive, but they sound it, right? Like they sound expensive. Like when you hear them, like the big, huge Bowers and Wilkins sound is expensive, right? Like even the Nautilus, they don't sound that good, but they're super expensive. I'm trying to think of like the Revela 2s, or I think that's what they were, Revela 2s or Revela 2, whatever they want to call them. Those sound good. Even the Martin Logans, those sound like, okay. You know what I mean? I can see why somebody would pay kind of a premium for these, right? Like, but the Perlistens are so far beyond the price of a lot of speakers, even though Martin Logans can get expensive, but you can get a pair of Martin Logan towers for, you know what I mean? Like not that much money. But you talk about getting some Perlisten towers, like you're paying like crazy money for those things. And I don't understand why. And it's the marketing, the constant market. I just seen Gene from Audioholics interview somebody that's with Audioholics. I can't remember his name, and I'm trying not to say his name because he's actually a cool dude, right? But he did like a Perlisten review. It kind of like a review put into it. Like Gene from Audioholics was going to this guy's theater, right? And the guy was showing off all of his equipment, which is, I mean, I don't know, man. He got a lot of equipment. I don't know where. Maybe he bought it all. I don't know. He's an integrator, but he's sitting around with like super expensive speakers. I don't know. Maybe he got a deal on. I don't know what it is, or maybe he just bought them. Who knows? But he kind of slips in like a Perlisten Atmos speaker review, and I'm listening to like how he just talks about Perlisten speakers in general, like they're super dynamic, and you just turn them up, and they never lose focus, and they're just this and that. And I'm just like, what Perlisten speakers is this dude? What speakers is this dude listening to? Because and it's every time, every convention, every time I hear them, if I go into a store, if they have them, I like even the dealers who've been around Perlisten. I asked them about it, and they just say they just look good. You know, so what is I don't know. And I don't want to keep saying people's names, but it's a lot. It's a few of these reviewers that just constantly say Perlisten. And I just don't understand it. Like Folk How I understand. You know what I mean? Like that sounds good. And maybe it's my ear. Maybe my ear just doesn't like super neutral speakers that are lifeless and bodiless, that have no sparkle. But I just cannot understand for the life of me, besides to say I have a Perlisten. Why, like Shane Lee and people like that, continue to promote Perlisten? I don't understand it. Do they have a partnership? Is this whole, is the whole home theater community based on partnerships? Is this what this whole thing is about? Or is this based off of what actually sounds good? Can somebody in the comment section below tell me? And I could run a video and tell you all the speakers that I heard that sound grand, right? I could do that. I could put a compilation. It's a lot of speakers that sound good. But these, I don't know. They look good. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Somebody in the comment section tell me, maybe this is why, like when you see people running like theater demos and stuff like that, they don't have like Perlistens often. Like you almost never see them running a theater with Perlistens, because I think the people are going to be underwhelmed. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's just like, even like 2-channel systems, like you don't really see too many people with like Perlistens. It's just like, or if you see them, it's like YouTubers and stuff like that, and you don't know if they got a review. And then like if the YouTuber is live and they're talking, like Shay Lee, for instance, I'm just mentioning him because he's one of the ones that I watch, and shout out to him, right? He often says a lot of time, I'm about to go through some other speakers and some other companies sending me speakers. And I think he said that the Perlistens are his, right? But a lot of time, like when he talks about RBH and stuff like that, and you see he'll eventually get like a whole new set of speakers from somebody, you know, so he super promotes. And I get it. It's part of the game, right? But he said he bought Perlistens himself. And I asked him when he was live one day, I was like, yo, Perlisten speakers sound very neutral and lifeless. And he was like, well, they're a neutral speaker. Like they're, you know, they're really kind of, to gauge like a reference with these speakers. Like they're not like super, you know, in your face type speakers. But the price, like, does not matter. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, man. I don't know. But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Do y'all think the Perlisten speakers, do you think they're all the hype of what the hype is saying they are? Or do you feel like they're just okay? And then like they don't even really go low. Like I've got R700s, and my R700s, I'm not saying they're better than Perlistens. I'm not at all. But my R700s can go low, I think down to like 40 hertz, I think, like 40, 30, 40, 35, 40 hertz. But Perlistens don't do that. Like they can't, you know what I mean? You have to pair them with a subwoofer most of the time. Like, so I don't know, man. And when they're cranked up, it's just, they don't really sound that good. Maybe they just measure good. I don't know. Tell me in the comment section below. Am I tripping? Am I too real here? I could be a little bit too real. Or maybe, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Maybe Shane Lee, hit me up. Let me know what's going on with these Perlisten speakers. Because I heard, you know what's crazy? JTR, right? They got these speakers. This is crazy, right? And they're called, what does he call these speakers? The Kalos. Let me see if I can show y'all this. They're called the Kalos speakers. These, I feel like when I'm in a room listening to these, I feel like those sound better than Perlistens. Like they're more like, you know what I mean? Like maybe it's because they're a little brighter sounding or something. I don't know. I felt like they sound a little bit better. They had more character, I should say, more texture, I should say, than the Perlistens. And not just but these are like $2,500 a piece. These right here, $2,500 a piece. And you know, at first I'm like, nah, these are still too expensive. But like now when I hear like a Perlisten, I don't, aside from the aesthetics, you can get like a reasonable. You can get a Perlisten A4T tower, right, for $34.95, and it looks good. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you go to Audio Advice and get one of these, and it's not super expensive, right? But then you got these other Perlisten speakers that are just crazy priced, like $30,000 for like like what is this? Unless I'm tripping, 30,000 for a pair of these. Like I said, they look good, but that's where it stops. Like even the subwoofers, like I feel like the subwoofers, the R2, what was it, the R212s, they look good. You know what I'm saying? Like these, but they're 44.95, and I can say I can understand that because the build quality is real nice. You know what I'm saying? So the subwoofer I feel like is underwhelming when you listen to these subwoofers, but they look good, you know, so I can kind of justify that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's a D215. What are they called? D215s. They look amazing. You know, Perlisten's D215s. Yeah, let me show y'all these. I mean, they basically look the same. You know what I mean? Let me show y'all these. Yeah, the D215s. Look at this. $10,000 for two of them. I can kind of understand that, just because of aesthetics. Like they look amazing, right? If you hear their subs, their subs are just like but they're beautiful, you know. So and when you look them in person, you're kind of like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? I can kind of get it, you know what I mean? But the towers, I can't understand that. You know what I'm saying? But not to hate on Perlisten. Send me some speakers. Maybe I got to try them in my home. I don't know. But I don't get it, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all. Am I tripping? Or am I not? Let me know. I'm out, y'all. Peace.